It's always engaging to talk to you all. So today we're covering home systems, which we're going to cover some home systems. And I'm just going to do the introduction, and then Andrew's going to walk you through the how-to documents and do some live demo. We just want to remind you that our goal is to give you kind of a starting package of what we call how-to documents. So the tools that allow people, more people follow along, because they're built-in visual for the visual brain, step by step. The breakdown of the information is not based in English. So whether you're depending on the text that's on the slide or the visual that's on the slide, both of them are giving you information in a very succinct way. And it's broken down step by step, so it can be a reference tool for an individual with IDD to follow it themselves, whether they have it electronically or they have a printed copy in a notebook, with different sections, to be able to use different tools in their home. We've seen it both ways, and just increasing independence and satisfaction with the tools. All right, Mr. McHugh, there are, before I wanted to just say one more thing. As you know, technology has changed our lives, no doubt about it. Home devices are allowing such a great level of independence and happiness and decisions about where to live and how to be supported, that this is an exciting, to me, this is an exciting section to cover. All right, McHugh.
Great. Well, first, thank you. I'm really excited to share. Today, we'll actually have the opportunity to review 3 how-tos. And I will, as Jennifer shared, also provide some demos, which I'm also really excited and had probably too much fun yesterday prepping for as well. But we will be showing the Echo Dot, as well as a Ring doorbell and video doorbell, and the Echo Show. And so I'm going to we're going to start with the Echo Dot, and I'm going to bring up that how-to. Is everyone able to see that?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So the Echo Dot is, as it says, a smart speaker. And one of the things that I've appreciated as we were developing the how-to is that a lot of companies are starting to put visuals with their setup guides. And what I have also been finding is that often, they will do something, and this was true of the Ring doorbell, where they would do something like animations. And while the animations were helpful, they were also moving. And so you could never really quite see the specific step and identify, okay, this first, then this. There's sort of often multiple steps in the visuals. And so the how-to also affords us the opportunity to really break it down and take it step by step. And so we start. Yes, Jennifer.
Andrew, I'm so sorry, we forgot to share the slide. If you don't mind, I'm going to take over for just a second to share the IKEA interview slide when we talk about the
oh yes.
right, just to share this with you all, right? The IKEA job interview, where a man is sitting behind a desk and looks at the applicant saying, make a chair and then take a seat, and all the parts are on the floor like the IKEA instructions. The whole idea of the how-to documents is to avoid this entire scenario for the people we support. Okay, Andrew, back to you, Bob.
Thank you. And so I appreciate, as you're looking and reviewing these how-tos with me, you're able to hopefully look at it from 2 lenses. One, as someone who's now becoming more familiar, if you aren't already, with, let's say, in this instance, the Echo Dot smart speaker. And we're also hoping that you also have a lens of thinking about how is it that these tools, how is it that I'm able to utilize these tools, and is the general framework of the how-to something that I could envision using with my organization to support individuals to be more independent in their use of technology. So we start with, just that, right? Plugging the device in. See the blue light? it's on. And really, again, making sure that we are mindful of things like contrast. And so we put the Echo Dot on a background so that it's able to demonstrate enough contrast so you can see things. And one thing that also to note about this particular slide is sort of a wax on, wax off moment that I had myself. So you'll recognize, right, that when you get a new piece of technology, it comes all boxed. You can even watch YouTube videos of people unboxing new tech, right? And going through all of those steps of the unboxing, which when I was first starting, that's exactly what my first instinct was to do, really does a few things. One, it becomes taxing and it makes assumptions about individuals in terms of their capacity and what it is that they are able to do. And so one also thing that to be mindful of as we go through the how-tos is also recognizing that for some individuals, there may be some corresponding supports that then help with adopting and integrating the technology. Jennifer.
Yeah, I just want to note too that we built these originally for people with intellectual developmental disabilities, but it turns out that staff and families use them the most because the slow step-by-step can be very helpful for anyone. The other point about not including all the minuscule steps is that we want this to be a user-friendly document for someone to refer to regularly so that they understand the basics of how to use this tool without having to find the most basic instruction in some big bulky, right? We want it to be as streamlined as possible, to the point, about the most functional things. So you'll notice that Andrew's had to leave some things out here. We've summarized some steps where people can go someplace else to look for it, simply because this is the thing you want to leave with the individual at their home to be able to, right next to the dot, somewhere close by. Thanks.
Thank you. So let's keep moving. So you wait until the light turns orange. Alexa says, follow instructions in the Alexa app. Download and open the Alexa app. And here's a perfect example of what Jennifer just described. Alexa setup has 15 steps. If you're new to downloading and setting up apps, see our Alexa app setup guide before moving to the next step. Because again, someone isn't going to need to set up their Amazon Alexa app every single time. And so this affords them the opportunity to get right to the core information that is going to ensure that their technology is going to be functioning in a way that works for them. So we describe Alexa, which is a virtual assistant used with your Echo. And when giving commands, you will say, hey, Alexa, to wake up the device. Then you'll ask your question or give a command, and Alexa is the voice of the virtual assistant you'll hear in response. And we'll do a demo and you'll get to hear that as well. Once the app is set up, then you can continue to the next slide. So then we dive really into the core aspects of the device itself. And so with the Echo Dot, there are 4 key buttons that it is useful for individuals to know. First, you can wake up Alexa 2 ways. Talk to the Echo by saying, hey, Alexa, or press the action button. The light ring will glow blue, and that means that Alexa is ready to listen. Then the Echo Dot also has an mic on off button. So you press this to turn the mic on or off. The light ring will glow red when the microphone is off. When the microphone is, oops, sorry. You know what I'm realizing, and I apologize. I just need to move the picture of everybody to the top because it was cutting off my my side of the screen where I was reading. Apologies for that. So the light ring will glow red when the microphone is off. And important to note that when the microphone is off, if you say something like, hey, Alexa, it won't listen to you. The minus sign button turns the volume down or makes the Echo Dot quieter. And the plus sign button turns the volume up or makes it louder. You can tap your Echo Dot to pause music or audio, or tap it again to resume the music or audio. You can also tap your Echo Dot to snooze an alarm, end a phone call, and to end a timer. So we want to demonstrate both the physical functions that you're able to use with the Alexa, as well as the voice functions, so that someone is able to really maximize the different functionalities of the technology. And as you'll notice, it's really important for us to model and demonstrate what someone can anticipate using the action on this slide, what they can anticipate that looking like, so that they can then then do it themselves. There are two ways to make your Echo Dot work. You can speak to it by saying Alexa, or there is the app that you're able to use on your phone or smart tablet. As we've shared, you can say Alexa to start your Echo Dot, and the light ring will turn blue when the Echo Dot is listening. Try asking, Alexa, tell me a joke. And you may be familiar with that strategy that we talked about previously with the silly films, that we lead with things that are fun. We lead with things that are engaging. We lead with things that are going to want the person to continue to utilize and continue in the setup of their technology. Because as we've acknowledged, setting up technology can be at times frustrating, right? We've all had that experience of sort of wanting to just throw the device across the room. And so this is an opportunity to lead with, okay, the first thing you're going to be talking to Alexa about is something silly, something fun. When Alexa responds, the Echo Dot light ring will turn light blue. There are a variety of questions and requests that you can ask Alexa, and actually we'll do some of those during the demo in just a few minutes. But there's also a really nice feature with Alexa and the Echo Dot in which you can ask Alexa, what can you do? And Alexa will start to engage with you to share with you different things that it's able to do based on your interests. Or if there's something that you want to do, you're just not sure how to do it, you can also ask it, Alexa, how do I set an alarm? Or Alexa, how do I create a reminder? These are all things that then Alexa can guide you in terms of how it is that you could do that setup. Sound. So as we shared, there are the functional buttons, but then there's also the voice component. So in order to turn the Echo Dot sound up or down, you can say Alexa louder or Alexa quieter, or something similar like Alexa, turn the volume up. And I'll demonstrate that your language doesn't have to be consistent every single time. And Alexa doesn't require you to say something in a scripted way in order to understand what it is that you're asking it to do. You can also mute or unmute by saying, Alexa, mute or unmute. And if Alexa is talking to you, let's say we ask it about the weather, and it will start by telling us a little bit in terms of today's temperature, but maybe I don't want the continued forecast for the day. I just wanted to know what the temperature was. You can say, Alexa, stop, and it will stop the response that it is providing you. You can also stop Alexa while playing music or a podcast. You can ask it to pause, and then when you ask it to play again, it will pick up from where it left off. We try to focus primarily on the device itself. And we also know that there's some increased functionality that may occur, or really even an ability to make it more personalized by using the app. So we also share aspects of the app that really do afford the individual to more personalize or individualize their use of the device. And so in the Alexa app, you can actually set up your interests. And in the Getting Started section of Alexa, you can choose your interests, and then it will actually show you different things that you can ask it that are related to your interests, or different skills that it has that you may be interested in based on your interest. And there is an Alexa app how-to with more information. So then we provide some, basic examples of some key things that folks may be interested in, or that have some sort of core, sort of regular functionality that someone may use with some frequency. So something like a shopping list. And so to create a shopping list, you can ask it to add items. Alexa, add apples to my shopping list. And you can also set up and see your shopping list in the Alexa app by tapping shopping list. So again, you've got the two options. To set an alarm, ask Alexa, set an alarm for 7 a.m. every Tuesday. You can give Alexa as many details or as few details as are needed. And so you can say something like, Alexa, wake me up in 15 minutes. Or you can get even more specific and say, Alexa, set an alarm for 7 a.m. every Thursday morning. And you can set an alarm in the Alexa app by tapping alarm. With any of these, there's always the opportunity to keep playing around to learn more. And we want to also understand from the person what type of questions they have, but also what are the structures that would help support them so that they can continuously use their Echo Dot. So I'm going to pause for a second and demo some of the things that I just described. Before I do, Jennifer, anything that you would like to add? All right.
No, that's it. Just you all can shout out and let us know. Kind of, we're walking you through the how-tos. If you would rather just see more demo and less how-tos, we're happy to do that. But finding just most people want to understand how to use the material. So just speak up, let us know what you need. Have fun,
Absolutely.
Andrew. This is fun. This is a fun part.
All right. So let's get started. Alexa, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It would be great to put a name to your voice. If you'd like, I can learn your voice to do all sorts of neat things, like greet you by name and play messages just for you. To get started, just say, learn my voice.
Learn my voice. Alexa, learn my voice.
You're Andrew, right?
Right.
Okay, I already recognize your voice.
Alexa, Alexa, stop. I'm going to sort of walk through maybe a day in the life with your Alexa Echo Dot. And so if you're like me, sometimes it's helpful to just ask some very basic questions like, Alexa, what's today? Alexa, what's today?
It's Wednesday, April 24th.
And as we've shared, it's always fun to have fun. So Alexa, what's the animal of the day?
The animal of the day is a California condor.
California condor. And if you want to, you can then ask some follow-up questions if you want to know more about a California condor. So then you can do things like, Alexa, set an alarm for 7 a.m.
Alarm set for 7 a.m. tomorrow.
And as I shared with you, you don't have to use the same language every time. And so I could say something like, Alexa, wake me up at 7:15 a.m.
Second alarm set for 7:15 a.m. tomorrow.
And now I'm going to need to remember to clear my alarms. Otherwise, my Echo Dot is going to definitely be letting me know some things at 7 and 7:15 tomorrow. You can even get more specific, saying things like, Alexa, set a reminder to call Janice every Wednesday at 3 p.m.
Okay, I'll remind you every Wednesday at 3 p.m.
Or something like, Alexa, remind me to take my medicine every morning at 8:30 a.m.
Okay, I'll remind you every day at 8:30 a.m. This reminder sounds important. Would you like me to follow up on it until it's completed?
Yes.
Okay, I'll follow up every hour until you tell me this is done.
So Alexa will even provide those prompts that can be really helpful if someone is, if having those kinds of prompts are helpful. So then reminders can be for things that are upcoming in the future or are sort of regular occurrences. But then you can also set reminders for things that are, let's say, a little bit more short term, but equally important. And so if you've ever forgotten something in the oven before, then this may be helpful. Alexa, remind me to check the oven in 2 minutes.
Okay, I'll remind you in 2 minutes.
The other thing that I like about the Alexa is that you can also express emotion to it and it will respond. So I could say something like, Alexa, I need a hug.
I'm happy to give you a virtual hug, or maybe play a song for you.
And then, of course, there are all sorts of Easter eggs that you're able to use with Alexa and the Echo Dot. And so I will share with you one of my many favorites. Alexa, beam me up.
Okay, I'll do it, but you should probably know I accidentally combined a human and a tribble once. Just once. Good luck.
And so if you're looking for opportunities to have fun with Alexa, to engage people with it, those Easter eggs there are a ton of them. And they're really sort of entertaining and enjoyable. The other thing that's, I think, really useful to note with Alexa is that it also has a multilingual mode. And so that affords people the opportunity to be able to speak to the Alexa in multiple languages and for it to be able to understand you regardless of the language that you are speaking to it. So, or if you're in a family in which there are multiple languages that are being spoken, again, that you can utilize the Alexa in that format. Does anyone have any questions, or is anyone actually using Alexa at this time? We've got a small group, so we can probably chat a little bit more.
I use it all the time, as well as the Google Home.
What do you like to use it for, Lisa?
So I have what you're going to talk about later, although I haven't charged the battery, so it's not working. But
Andrew,
I have
here is
the
your reminder.
or
The oven.
the show
Andrew's-
and the
Here is your
doorbell.
reminder.
I am
Andrew's
so
reminders
sorry,
are all
Lisa.
going off in the background.
That's funny.
I've got to go check my oven, Lisa.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Sorry,
It's
Lisa.
Continue,
okay.
Lisa. I'm so sorry.
In the past, I've used it to control the Amazon microwave. That I'm not using that anymore. I use it to control a lot of home devices. I have the doorbell. Use it for like a lot of the things that you've just done. You can use it to call your phone if you can't find it. You can tell it to call your phone number. It will call you. You can, if someone, I always tell people, if someone falls down and they have one, they can say, Alexa, call my son, if you've already told them who your son is, or you can just say the phone number. So you can use your voice if you're in a situation where you need help, and then you can speak back and forth between yourself and them over the speaker. So there's a lot you can do.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing all of that, Lisa. I really appreciate it. And actually, you have a great segue, because the next thing that we are going to actually review is the Ring doorbell, which, as you know, has some connectivity with the Amazon Alexa app if you want it to. Right. So the Ring is a video doorbell, and somewhat different than the Echo Show that I'm about to show you. The Ring doorbell requires the setup is all app based. And so you'll start actually by downloading the Ring app. And so because it is all app based, we do review some really basics of, okay, how is it that you would get to the Ring app? Opening the App Store, tap in the gray of the search bar, you can type Ring and then tap search. Once the Ring app shows up, you are able to tap Get, and we note that the app is free and will download automatically. The Ring app will then show on your home screen. The app will request to send notifications, tap allow. And you'll see how it's very intentional that we highlight and first we show what the person will actually see on the screen themselves so that there is sort of an accurate representation. And then what we will do is if there are key things that the person needs to do, we may actually sort of take a screenshot of that and then crop to the most specific thing that the person then needs to tap. So in this instance, tap allow and tap create account. And then you can answer the questions on each screen, then tap continue. And there will be multiple screens like name, the country that you live in, and the email address. Then you'll need to create a password for your Ring doorbell account. And we note that there are some things that you'll need to make sure of, that there's 8 characters, one that is an uppercase, one that is a lowercase, 1 number, and 1 symbol. You'll then need to check your email to verify the account. So again, we do a screenshot that previews the email that they can anticipate seeing. Tap verify now. This takes you back to the website. You can log in now. Note, it automatically runs cookies to collect data. Click got it to leave alone or manage settings to change. Next, link your Ring and Amazon accounts. Tap agree and continue. For safety, there's a 2-step verification. Fill in your phone number, then a code is sent to your phone number. The next few screens ask for location information. Answer each question, then tap continue. And so you'll notice that we also have some variation depending on the steps that are involved. And so in some instances, we may just have 1 image or 2 images on a screen. And then in a multi-step process like this, in which someone is going to consistently be tapping continue, we're able to bring multiple steps into a single slide. And note for safety, we allow location settings only while using an app. Welcome to Ring. The screens will walk you through picking your device and scanning its code. And more screens to access the camera, find your device, name it, confirm your address, and finally, charge your battery. And you'll see the yellow arrow. And while the pictures going left to right provide some identification of sequence, the yellow arrow really is sort of ensuring that that information is clear, that you know that you're going to start on the left hand and move through the 4 screenshots. After it's charged, tap continue in the Ring app. Stay close to your router and enter your password, tap OK. Secure and mount, then snap the doorbell into place. Follow mounting instructions. Congratulations, your Ring doorbell is ready to use. The next set of screens will ask you to list users. Choose to get notified with a chime, define the view of your camera, set motion sensitivity, and other features. From the app, you can see who's at the door and any motion near the door. You can also scroll back through the timeline to see what you have missed. And now I'm actually going, well, first, does anyone have any questions or does anyone use a Ring doorbell?
This is Elliot. I just had a quick follow-up, and I hope it doesn't get us too off track, but I know that you had a reference to the use of cookies in that PowerPoint. I think that that's going to like just prompt like a lot of, what are cookies? And I can like kind of start to explain it, but what do you like have like a shorthand way of just kind of addressing that since you called it out in the PowerPoint?
Yeah, great question. Jennifer, do you mind if I have you take the lead on this one?
Give me an example of one pops up, just so I can respond to it without having to think too hard.
Yeah, let me see if I can actually go right to the slide. Here we go, share screen.
Oh, managing the cookies for the privacy? Is that what
Yes.
it's for? Yeah.
Yes.
So it automatically runs cookies to collect data. So this, you can go ahead and shut that down, Andrew. So cookies in general is a way to collect information about users. It will automatically be set up. Privacy cookies are set up automatically to collect almost all companies who send out a website or you get the notice about cookies on the screen. Even if you ignore the request, if you use the site, it will automatically set to track the information about you, your location, what you buy, what your tendencies are. So we check, we let folks know that our recommendation, what we do for ourselves, is we always open cookie preferences, privacy preferences. We always turn everything off except for the one that must stay on, because the only reason they're using it is marketing.
Mhm.
They say that they're using it for other things like refining if there are errors, that kind of, but mostly they're using it for marketing. So turn them all off, otherwise you get bombarded with spam. Cookies are a way of collecting information. It's essentially, it's a bot that is going to gather information and then feed it to a whole bunch of other lists and listservs and blah blah blah. So does that,
Mhm.
Elliot, does that
Yeah, so how does that like fit into the use of the doorbell? Would you still recommend those same steps of turning all cookies off except the necessary ones? Okay.
Yes, exactly. So you will put the location of your phone, right? Because it needs to know where you are and et cetera. And whenever when we teach the technology in general, like the initial iPad how-to document that you have goes through privacy settings, because our recommendation is to always choose in apps to use the location while using the app if it's required, like for maps and Yelp, where can I find a good restaurant, those kinds of things. Anything that's localized, you want to be able to access it while you're using the app. We never click always, because again, then your phone's just gathering information. We tend to counsel on those settings because we're working with a vulnerable population of people, and it is a hacker's dream to be able to access a tool that somebody has that hasn't, turned those things off. So we give that same counsel to our parents and our older, siblings who've never touched technology. Whenever we're setting it up, we make sure that they at least have that skill set. Turn all that stuff off. Don't let it collect information about
Okay.
you. Yeah.
Great. Thanks.
You betcha.
Thank you, Elliot.
Good question.
Any other questions or reactions before we go into the demo?
I just, so obviously now you're showing it like a PowerPoint. So just for clarity, this would be almost like an app itself that's on your iPad, or how would someone typically access this, get a hold of it? Is this something we build? Is this, or what do you guys think?
You mean the how-to document, the lesson?
Right, right.
Yeah.
How would somebody access it in real life?
Yeah, you all have access to those. We have a library of resource tools. So when we work with teams across states, we give them that library of technology teaching tools. We don't have everything listed on our website, but we'll certainly put these up there so that
Right.
so that they're accessible. But DTAC also on your Google Drive, you have access to all of these. What you have right now are PDF versions because we
Right.
are Apple users. If you need something more than that, let us know and we'll send you original docs so you can manipulate them.
Because you're talking about people having it at their home, like for when they can
Yeah.
use it.
Yeah.
So basically, what they would do is have it on their device, their iPad or whatever. Presumably you could put a link, add it to the home screen,
Yeah.
per se. Open it up, and then it would be like scrolling through a document or whatever.
Yeah, and for some people, actually for quite a few people, we get the 3-ring binder and we have color coded chapters, one for the Ring doorbell, one for the Echo, one for the the cooking, the camera printer system, so that people know where to find their own material. Or we do little 1/2-inch binders, and one that's for the Echo Dot, and that's by the in the living room where we keep the Echo Dot. And then the
Oh,
Ring doorbell is near the front. So it just depends on the person's organizational skill and where they want to access it, if they want it all in the same
Got it.
place. The thing about scrolling is, the management of understanding how to use something can
Right.
create a lot of anxiety when you think about going to college or taking any class and going, oh, you're going too fast, or I'm watching a YouTube video and it's speeding through and I'm
Right.
stopping and starting and we just want to avoid that. So if someone can manage scrolling, great. If they need a printed
Right.
copy because it's easier to manage,
Cool.
great. We just want to make it so that the individual can manage it and we are not queuing them. Unless they need the support, we are out of the way, essentially looking to the document to help propel somebody through its use.
Okay, so awesome. Yes, so that you kind of answered my question, in that also what you would maybe do is just print it out, organize it in a way that somebody is familiar with. Okay, cool.
And that's actually one of my favorite features of the how-to is that how it's organized can also be driven by what's going to work best for the person. And so, I shared some specific functionalities, but there may be different functionalities of the Echo Dot or the Ring doorbell that someone wants to have a quick reference guide to. And so there is that opportunity to then differentiate the tool to make sure that it is going to be the most useful to the person.
And most of the time we build them with the person. So we're taking screenshots, we're building it, so they're giving feedback about what's working, what to be included, what not to be included. It can also be that, like, okay, here's how I use the Echo Dot. That app is a whole list of other steps. Can we put that in a different file? Make its own how-to, because I'm going to reference that every once in a while, but here's what I need every day. So you can break it up however it makes sense.
All right, Jennifer, you want to show us a little bit about the Ring?
Sure, I'll just give you a quick, I'm just gonna turn my light off here so you can sit a little easier. This, if I go onto my home screen, I'm literally just opening my Ring doorbell app. And it shows you right now a live shot of the back of my house and the front of my house. The front of my house, this is the Ring doorbell. And if I click it, it's going to give me a screen. Sorry, it's picking up the computer screen. It's picking up you, Andrew.
Yeah, let me go.
On my computer screen, it's giving a tap to go live. Whoops, I don't know why it's, here we go. So on the computer, on the screen, it runs into kind of this is what the camera's been picking up. Those blue lines down there are mean that there's some activity. So you can see, I went out my front door and I went to my car to get my iPad out of it. You can watch somebody moving through the space, hear them, you can hear my flip-flops. And then on the, and I can go back in the timeline and keep looking, right? There, it's gone dark again. I can go, that was my front door. I can also do the same on my back door. So I can look to see if there's been any activity while I was gone. It will also notify me. It sends me a little chime sound whenever someone moves across the camera, front and back door. So it can come up as a notification. On the last slide that Andrew had up, you can see my neighbor Fred ringing. That Ring doorbell has a red little reference to it instead of the blue little shape. It has red, and so it's letting you know someone's ringing the doorbell, and the notification also lets you know that when it happens.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Mm-hmm.
So our last device that we'll be showing today is the Echo Show. So the same concept of, plug in and the display turn. Oh, yes, Jennifer. Oh, you're muted.
Well, you just give up all that you just gave up all that real estate with the white space. Can you make the zoom a bigger size so that it's taking up the whole frame?
Thank you.
So that people can see it more readily. So up in the zoom, if you can zoom it to, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right across the top, not even there. Right across the top where it says view and then zoom at 82%. Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
That good?
Yep.
Excellent. Thank you. So again, same concept of plugging in, although different from the Ring doorbell, the setup will actually be on the device itself. So the display turns on. The screen runs through many setup steps shown on slides 3 through 12. You can skip to slide 13 if you are already finished with the setup and want to get straight to the device. So it will show you that the device is getting ready. You will tap to choose your language and then tap No to set up your device. You connect to Wi-Fi by tapping your Wi-Fi network, tapping the screen to tap your Wi-Fi password, and then tap Done. You'll also notice that we often will take pictures that show the individual what is going to occur once the step has occurred. So they aren't seeing a blank screen in which you would be tapping to enter the password. They're seeing what it's going to look like once the password is entered. So you kind of start at the finish so that someone knows what to expect or what to anticipate as they are doing the steps themselves. Tap Connect and wait while it connects. You're going to connect to your Amazon account. You're going to tap your email or phone, type your Amazon account user ID, tap Next, and then type your Amazon account password, and then tap Done. You'll tap Sign In, wait while it registers your account, and when the screen shows your account name, you tap Continue. Then you'll tap Continue again. You can set your time zone and name your device. So wait while it finds your time zone. If correct, then you can tap Continue. Wait while it finds your address. And if correct, tap Continue. And give your device a name. Tap Continue. And so if you're building a how-to yourself, there are screens that on the Echo Show that will sort of just be the waiting screen, if you will. And so what we do is show them where they're going to end up once that waiting screen has been able to, in this instance, find your time zone or find your address. If your device needs an update, tap Download and Install. A small yellow bar runs across the bottom of the screen to show download progress. And in this instance, it's hard, right? Even if you are in person with the Echo Show yourself, that thin line is quite thin. And so using the arrow helps to demonstrate the download, what you'll see visually as your download continues. Swipe up to scroll and tap the room where you put the Echo Show. Swipe up to see your display options. Tap your choice to set, then tap Continue. And again, we introduce Alexa. So each time we're introducing the virtual assistant that is used. So Alexa is the name of the virtual assistant with your Echo Show. More on setting up Alexa soon. Your Echo Show works with the Amazon Alexa app. Download the Amazon Alexa app on your phone or tablet. Once you set up the Alexa app, you can turn on the camera to see into the room. Example, when at work, you can check inside your home. So that helps to explain what is the language that is on the screen. Echo Show can help you monitor your home. Tap Enable. In the Alexa app, you can select devices and then cameras if you want to customize sort of those camera features or if you want to play with your settings. So this is just how do you, giving you a reference to how do you do that in the if you want to at a later time. Tap Done. Sidewalk is new technology. And Elliot, this kind of gets also to that cookies question, because I will share, I even was needing to do some how do you explain sidewalk when I'm struggling to understand what sidewalk is. So sidewalk is new technology that uses a little bit of bandwidth from everyone's Wi-Fi in your area to create a neighborhood of stronger connection. This means when your Wi-Fi is down, you can still connect to some of your devices. So you would tap Enable. And again, you can, as a future reference, you can change those settings and you are able to show where you're able to then change those settings. Tap Done. You can filter explicit content, set activity limits, and have other safety features enabled. Amazon will try to sell you subscriptions. Scroll up, tap no thanks each time. Your device is almost ready, and then your display appears. So now that we've set up the device, we're able to then transition into sort of the key aspects of the device itself. A new Echo Show has the camera cover closed, and you'll see that in red. Move the button to turn on. The display says camera on. You can see the camera on the frame. Similar to the Echo Dot, the microphone has an on-off button. You can press that and the button turns red when the microphone is off. And a thin red line will appear on the bottom of the display when the microphone is off. And so you'll notice the shift from the Echo Dot, in which we were at times showing the device and then the corresponding aspect of the app. And so similarly, in this instance, we're showing the device and showing the corresponding display screen that someone can anticipate seeing. Also, somewhat small, but side note, it's also intentional that we think about what are the screens that we're showing, because there's a lot of, you could do things that have, let's say, more advertisements or things of that. So I waited until it was the dog breed of the day, because that seemed like a far more fun picture to show than whatever random screen was present when I first went to take a picture. So we again orient to the virtual assistant, Alexa, and sharing how it is that you utilize it. Alexa will give you suggestions of things you can ask it. Repeat what Alexa says to finish your setup. Similar to the Dot, there's the minus sign and the plus sign that helps the volume, or that will have the volume go up or down. And the Echo Show display will show your volume change when you push the buttons. Similar to the Dot, you can share things like Alexa louder or turn the volume up. And again, you can also stop Alexa while speaking, or to pause the audio by saying, Alexa, stop. Say Alexa to start your Echo Show. The bottom of the display will show a thin blue line when the Echo Show is listening. Try asking, Alexa, tell me a joke. When Alexa responds, the Echo Show display will change. There are a variety of things that you can ask your Alexa. And similar to the Dot, you can also say, Alexa, what can you do? And it will actually walk you through different things that may be of interest based on a person's interest. And really have fun, because if you've got an Echo Show, you should be having fun with it. So, ask Alexa, show me funny cat videos. You can swipe your finger up to scroll and then tap select.
Oh, please let me explain that cartoon on there, Andrew.
Oh, by all means.
It's for all of us involved in technology. This was so funny when somebody put this cartoon out that has two aliens talking to each other saying, wow, humans have invented this device they can carry in their pocket and they can look up all knowledge known to them in one place. And the other alien says, yeah, and they're using it to look at cats. Thank you.
And we are.
But bump.
When the Echo Show isn't being used, the display will show you recent apps you've used, suggest things you can ask Alexa, and it will also show essentially advertisements. The display will show if you have any notifications. You can tap the screen for more options or give Alexa a command like, Alexa, read my notifications. To make a video call with your Echo Show, make sure your camera is open. Ask Alexa to call someone. Alexa, call Leanne. Alexa will confirm who you want to call, answer yes or no, or tap the screen. Alexa will ask you if you want to call the person's phone or their Alexa device. You'll choose the Alexa device to use a video call. The person you are calling will need an Alexa device or the Alexa app on their phone or tablet. The video call will be on your display. Tap the display to end the call. Turn your video off, mute yourself, or to try fun effects. Or you can say, Alexa, end the call to hang up. So there is the option to sync your Alexa with your contacts, but we recognize that not all people will utilize that feature. And so to get the most out of your Echo Show, you may need to then add people to your contacts. So you'll swipe down on the Echo Show display and a screen appears. You tap Communicate, tap Show Contacts, tap Add New, and then fill in the name and number. And again, we just reiterate that to do the video calling option, the person you're calling will need an Alexa device or the Alexa app on their phone or tablet. So then we share some different functions that someone may be either going to use or interested in using. So if you have a Ring video doorbell connected to your Amazon account, you can ask Alexa, Alexa, show me the front door. And Alexa will wait for the Ring video doorbell to connect. If you want to speak to the person at the door, say, Alexa, talk to the front door, and your mic will turn on. When you're done, say, Alexa, stop. You will need to use a smart light bulb to get some of the, to use the smart light feature. So the Echo Show can work with other devices connected to the Alexa app. So to set up smart lights, the smart lights feature in your Alexa app, and then you can ask questions like, ask Alexa to turn on the office light. The display will show a blue button that says on. You can ask Alexa, make the light brighter or turn the brightness down. You can also tap the blue button to turn the lamp off or say, Alexa, turn off the office light. So you'll notice we try to demonstrate both the sort of the physical version that you can use, as well as if you're using verbal commands. To see all of the devices connected to your Echo Show, swipe down on the display, tap Smart Home, and your devices appear on screen. And now we can have a little bit of fun with demo, but before I do that, Jennifer, anything you'd like to add?
No, I'm looking forward to the demo. This is the fun part. I told Andrew I don't have these devices in my house simply because I just don't. And now I'm going to get one because just the, I've used them before with individuals. You can see the impact of interaction that gets to happen every day, almost social interaction, even though it's with a device. The reminders, the kind of accountability, the structure of it for anybody who can talk to a device. This is brilliant. Or for anybody who you can set up the reminders who understand spoken language, brilliant accommodation tool.
So similarly, let's start with maybe the beginning of our day. Alexa, show me recipes for scrambled eggs.
Finding some scrambled eggs recipes. Okay, for scrambled eggs, here's a few recipes.
Alexa, show me number 1.
Soft scrambled eggs from Serious Eats takes 5 minutes to make and has 5 stars with 2 ratings. You can ask me for ingredients, or say start recipe, and I'll walk you through the recipe step by step.
A recipe may have some basic math involved, and you can actually ask Alexa to calculate things for you. So Alexa, what is 12 plus 21? Alexa, what is 12 plus 21?
12 plus 21 is 33.
I also really enjoyed the Echo Show for folks who may have an interest and want to sort of pursue that interest with a device. And so I'm someone who really enjoys movies. So Alexa, show me movie times.
Here are a few movies playing near you today. Shrek 2, Cabrini, Godzilla x Kong.
Alexa, show me number 1.
Shrek 2 is a 2004 adventure film starring Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, and Cameron Diaz. Shrek and Fiona travel to the kingdom of far, far away, where Fiona's parents are king.
So you can also, there is that touch screen option as well. And so you can either ask it to show you showtimes, or you can touch where it says showtimes.
Shoreline South County Luxury Cinemas.
It says it's at 3 p.m. So I could do something like, Alexa, remind me to leave at 2:45.
Okay, I'll remind you at 2:45 p.m.
I can even ask it something like, Alexa, how much does a movie cost at Shoreline Cinemas?
Here are the movies playing at Shoreline South County Luxury Cinemas today. Shrek 2.
And Alexa, how much is a movie ticket at the Shoreline South County Luxury Cinema? Oop. Alexa, how much is a movie ticket at the Shoreline South County Luxury Cinema?
From Sanatine.es. The cinema will screen movies 7 days a week.
I may have broken my Alexa. That's exciting. Well, let's go to a fun feature, which if you are deciding between whether or not to get pizza or stay in and make pasta, you can ask Alexa, flip a coin.
Okay,
I love it.
you got heads.
So it looks like we were having pizza tonight.
Andrew, I'm just going to let you know we're at the top of the hour. And so we do have the extra 30 minutes for anybody who wants to stay. I know you have a few more features you wanted to show, but I just wanted to give that heads up.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's wrap up by doing a fun feature. Alexa, call the coolest person I know.
That's Jennifer White, right?
Yes.
Calling Jennifer White's mobile.
And so you'll see it starts to call.
That's hysterical, Andrew.
End the call. So you can ask Alexa to end the call, or you can tap end. And so lastly, Alexa, thank you for all of your help.
Absolutely. Happy to help. Hope your Wednesday is going well.
All right.
Excellent. So now you all have the tools to walk through, set up yourself and play around with it yourself. The demo is we always suggest when you have a how-to document to use it, of course. Use it yourself to set things up, use it with your loved ones to set things up, play around with it, and then bring it to individuals that you're supporting. And then we get feedback about changes that they might prefer, etc. But having a basic, once we have a basic how-to, we've done the work of getting that. And we can't emphasize enough that wax on, wax off is the way that you will learn about making how-to documents. Hopefully these templates will be a good starting place for you. Excuse me, these lessons plus the template that we left you with will be a good starting place for you. In our next and final gathering together, we're going to be focusing on implementation tools. So how do you write goals specific to this technology? How do you, as a company, write strategic plan goals and KPIs, which are key performance indicators that really help us continue to move forward? In our first session, we talked about marginalization impacting the growth of specific skill sets, like the implementation of technology for individuals with intellectual developmental disabilities. And this is our full circle about, okay, here are the tools that we use. Now we're going to end on how to make sure that it's written in a way that's tracked so that the whole team has their eyes on the prize. Anybody have any questions before we're happy to stay on and continue to talk about any of these home device systems. They get very complicated, as you know. You can buy light bulbs and locks and blinds for your house and all kinds, make it operationalize your home. We kept it fairly simple for today. Okay. Then we wish you a happy Wednesday, just as Alexa did. Let me chime in, just like her.